Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Shai. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, rule well, and I also like to give honors to the Akim that's out pushing the truth and sincerity to the four corners. I just want to say Shalom, and I'm going to get into this. This lesson, and I'm calling it "Wisdom is better than strength." And I'm gonna break down, just exactly what that means according to the scriptures, And I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm gonna get right into it, Let me see, what is this? Hold on. 1 second. Yeah, man, because a lot of people, we look at people that got power and money, and we think that that's the way to go, and it's not, man. I mean, some people have a degree of wisdom, and some people have a degree of strength or whatever, but it's not always, it's not always what you think it is. And this is Ecclesiastes 9:16. And it says, this wisdom I have seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city, and this is King Solomon talking. And it says, there was a little city and a few men within it. And there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man. And that's how it is, man. That's exactly how it is today, man. Like, you have to have status and power and being glorified for people to pay attention to you in this world, man. They don't look at the fact that that you got wisdom, and it's all too late for them to even really get into it, by the time that they realize that this is an important trait, because this is what people do, and especially our people, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the status, if you ain't got none of that, nobody remembers you, and this world be the very man that the rich will employ to gain wisdom or guidance from. This same man, they'll take him, you won't remember him, but they'll take him and they'll give him a job. And they'll say, yeah, this man is wise. He's wiser than all of us put together, times 10. Okay, but he's poor. Let's get him and give him a job and put him behind the scenes. Let's get all his ideas and all his everything. We're going to make sure him and his family and his family's family live good, And they just be behind the scenes. Ain't no different than the slaves back in the days, who had slave masters. Like, we had a bunch of our ancestors who were slaves, who invented everything you see today, including electricity, peanut butter, all type of shit. But when you look up the person that's responsible for their invention, it's always an Edomite. It was the slave master every time. They just in the background. See, and that's why I'm telling you, wisdom is better than strength. See, they got the strength, but in the end, wisdom wins over. And I'm going to show you just how. Because your master going to take the credit right now. But the credit of this world don't mean shit. It said, then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. So yeah, you ain't gonna listen to me because I ain't got no power, I ain't got no status, I don't look like I'm on shit. But as soon as a motherfucker come right now, move me out the way off this camera, and sit down with 6 big ass, stupid ass links on with diamonds in them, gold in his mouth, ice in his mouth, ringed out with stacks of cash, and sit down, man, I'm talking about the whole goddamn, by the time I get to recording the video, I'll be had about 90,000 subscribers. on YouTube. Man, it's crazy. By the time I get to recording the video, but because I don't have no status, people don't see me, but they see the fool who's ruling. Now I'm gonna read that again. It said, then said I, because of that, he said, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Yet the words of wise men are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. And that's very true. That's very true, man. Especially true amongst the Akia, man. We got so many people, man. We got so many people who are, I mean, the scriptures say we're not supposed to call our brothers and sisters a fool. That's worse than calling them a bitch or a dog. When you say thou a fool, you're not supposed to do that. So I'm not going to say a fool, even though the scriptures said it. I'm going to let the scriptures do it because the scriptures got more power than I do. This is Proverbs 24:1. It said, be not thou envious. Salaki, be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart study of destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. So, don't be jealous of the money and wealth and riches of evil men. I mean, I know you see it and you be like, man, he doing one. Yeah, but don't even trip on that. Don't be jealous of that. Or with these wicked men. And I know you wish you was in their shoes because it looked fun. Or you think your life as him would be better. Because unlike you, this man will go and kill and destroy his own people to achieve that wealth that you see. You don't know what he had to do to get that wealth. But you see it and you want it. Yeah, you got to let that go. Because that's not real wealth. People sell their morals on that very soul every day. Salaki, to get the things that they want and don't necessarily need. And through wisdom is a house blinded. And by understanding, Salaki, through wisdom is a house built. And by understanding is established. King Solomon was a wise ruler and built the greatest kingdom of all times. And ruled the planet in peace and safety. And in fairness. So that should tell you something right there, But look about how things go now. Things not being ruled in fairness and in safety, and in righteousness is not. It says, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, yeah. A man of knowledge increase strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in multitude of counselors there is safety. And this is why wicked men who devise evil seek wise men to rule over them. Because a wise man and a rich wicked man, they are at odds. That's like night and day. The wise man could care less about obtaining riches. He don't give a fuck. And the rich man, he thinks that he's buying this man, because he's got the ability to give him whatever he wants. But the wise man could care less about obtaining riches and amassing wealth, because he understands that real wisdom is wealth. Real understanding is wealth. And wealth that is greater than any precious stone or money or anything that somebody can offer you. Wisdom is too high for a fool. He opened it, not his mouth, in the gate. So when you see people speaking wisdom, a damn fool ain't finna step up and say shit. He gonna sit back and stay in his place because he know he don't stand a chance in this conversation. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. The thought of foolishness is sin. Just the very thought of it is sin. And the scorner is an abomination to men. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain, if thou sayest, behold, We knew it not. Does not he that pondereth the heart consider? If he that keepeth thy soul, does not he know? And shall not he render to every man according to his works? So you can't say you didn't expect evil from a wicked person. If you ponder his works and the heart of this man, knowing he was wicked in the beginning, from the door, you know, with a wicked past, how can you say it did not cross your mind that he might do some wicked shit to you? That he might not fuck you over? You know, that's what the scripture telling you. How could you not know? You know, that's like me knowing this guy's known to rob houses. Would I allow this motherfucker to get my address? No. I'm not going to allow him to get my address because I know he robbed houses. But if I get his, if I make it possible for this dude to find out my address and he robbed my house, could I say I didn't expect that or I didn't know that this might happen? No. And that's what the scriptures is telling you. You see shit right before your eyes. Use your discernment that the Most High gave you to understand what's going on. You know? That's just like me. That's like me going to an ATM. And I know I'm going to take off $1,000. And I see two thirsty ass niggas standing outside, eyeballing the window right there trying to see. I know these niggas finna try to rob me. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm not going to get no money out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go get in my car, wherever I'm at, and get the fuck away from these dudes. Because I'm safe as long as I don't get that money out. You know? I get that money, I'm going to be standing in the background. Man, I knew these cats was finna rob me. I saw how one was looking. I should have never went in there. People call that following your first mind. And then it says, my son, eat thou honey, because it is good. And the honeycomb, which is sweet to thy taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. So don't feed into the folly. You know, try to do what's right and try to be righteous, man. And just because those that are pleasing and acceptable to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And what is righteousness? Righteousness is obedience to the laws, statutes, and commandments given to us by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And then it says, lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. Why? Because the Most High will bless the righteous and punish the sinner. It's simple. So every evil work that the sinner planned for the righteous will be recompensed upon his own head. You know, against the head of the sinner. You know? This is 1 Corinthians 1:26. It says, because the foolishness of Yahweh is wiser than men, and the weakness of Yahweh is stronger than men. So, whatever weakness that the Most High made, that you think that it's possible for him to have, or whatever his, maybe consider his foolish thoughts, is wiser than any shit that a man could come up with. That's what that means. It said, for ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. But Yahweh have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. So think about when the Messiah when he was choosing the disciples, he didn't go and go get the highly glorified man. He went to the slums. He went and got the dope fiends, the drunks, the cheaters, you know, and he knew them was righteous people just in bad situations. And he got them, and they followed him, and he delivered them. And that's what the Most High is talking about. He's not going to go get it's going to be just it's just going to be the opposite of what you expect or what this world got put together. It said, I'm going to read this again. It said, for ye see your calling, brethren, now that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. So all the people that you think that's in positions of power, they not finna make the kingdom. They not finna get there. The Most High ain't finna deal with them. He dealing with the lowly people, you know. It says, but God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. He gonna use us to confound the wise. You know, the lowly people. Who the lowly people? Us. The so-called black man, the so-called Negro, the so-called Native Indian, the so-called Hispanic, the Israelites, the lowly people, you know. And it says, And it says, yeah, but God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and he have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. So, just say for instance, when the time comes for the destruction, when it is coming, you're gonna have an army of Esau gonna have an army of motherfuckers gonna run up on 4-5 motherfuckers, and them 4-5 motherfuckers gonna do that whole gang of motherfuckers in. You know, I just posted a video on my page about, you know, this black dude beating up this white cat, right? Because, you know, they consider to be the power. But if you saw how he whooped this boy, you know, you already see it in the spirit, man. Things are playing out spiritually, man, all around you. You just gotta pay attention, man. You gotta have spiritual eyes to see what's going on. And it says he's gonna choose the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and base things of the world and things which are despised have Yahweh chosen. So the things that you think is bad or you think ain't no good, that's gonna be the shit. That's gonna be what's good. And the things that you think is good here is really bad, because it tell you in the Bible. Like a lot of things that goes on in this world, you know, that is of this kingdom, they're against the laws of the Most High. They're against good things. These are bad things. He said we mistake good for evil and evil for good. That's what the scriptures say. And then it says, and base things of the world and things which are despised have Yahweh chosen. Yeah, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. Yeah. And this is Joel 3:10. And it says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Just a precept. Because that's what's gonna happen. The people that's considered to be the lowliest people and the weak people, they're going to be the ones who stand up and going to crush everything. You know, all you got to do is go and read Isaiah 14:1. You know, that's why I say wisdom is better than strength. You know, you could take a strong, fast, cunning person and outthink his ass. You know, I'm going to give you an example. When Michael Jordan retired and he was playing for the Wizards, and he couldn't dunk no more. Remember, y'all, he kept missing them dunks. He couldn't dunk no more. He was like, fuck it, I ain't gonna try to dunk. He outthought him. He outscored their ass. He outthought him. They looked for him to be the Air Jordan that he was in his prime. And when he came back, he was floor Jordan. He wasn't getting in there no more, but he was still scoring 44 points a game. You know? Partly because he went past the ball, but I'm just saying, you know, wisdom is better than strength. You know, he was going up against people who were a lot stronger and quicker than he was. But he outthought them, you know. And the whole thing, man, behind this is wisdom is better than strength. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, the great millstone, who rule well. And I'd like to give honors to the Akim that's pushing his truth and sincerity to the four corners who say Shalom and Shalom.